Hey there, this is Joe with BMCG, bringing men closer to God. It's a new ministry we're hoping to birth here at BCC with God's help. So you may be asking, why is a men's ministry important? Why is a men's ministry even necessary? Well, I thought to answer that question more accurately, I turned to a resident expert. So let's go find Daniel. Daniel, as the God whom you serve able to deliver you? Okay, let's come on in. The door is locked. The door is locked. Daniel doesn't want us in. All right.
Didn't want the lions to get out.
Didn't want the lions in. Here we are in Daniel's lion's den here, and I thought we'd ask him just what the men's ministry is and what the importance is, the role in the local church. So, Dan, if you could give us some insight on that, we'd appreciate it.
Well, men's ministry is important for several reasons. It's important that we establish community within a church, and it's not a good thing if we establish community with just half of the church. We need men who are together in community, participating together in ministry, encouraging and lifting each other up. So men's ministry is important for that. It's also important for helping men to not only accept their role, but embrace their role as the spiritual leaders in the family. Too often in our society, men don't embrace that role. They don't take that role on, and the family suffers for that because they're not leading their family. It's also important for building relationships. In our society, we don't have all that many authentic relationships with each other. We'll have casual relationships. We'll visit at work. We'll never get past the hi, how you doing, how's the golf game going, sort of a level. We need to develop authentic relationships, which then goes back to establishing the community here. We need to shift, I think, the thinking of men toward actually being a man rather than being a guy. A man is somebody who's a leader in the family, leader in the home, accepts responsibility, has authentic relationships. A guy is somebody who likes to have fun, party, not really think of anybody but himself, has self-centered motives. And while it is useful to have fun once in a while and to hang out with your friends, if that becomes the full definition of life, then life is lacking some meaning. So it's important for us to develop men rather than guys.
Now that we know men's ministry is important to the local church, let's go to some of the BCC men and find out what they think and ask them some relevant questions.
Yes, actually, I find it hard finding that time for God. Just a lot of busy things, very busy guy, so it just seems like that it seems to be difficult to do that. Now, I do try to do devotion time in the morning with my wife, and I've got myself now to taking time at lunch and spending time actually with God during my lunch time. But it just seems like life is so hectic and so busy that God's one of the first things I can cut out if I'm not careful.
So as a man, you got a lot of things going on as the male role in the family, in the church, and so forth.
Yes, yeah, and it just always seems like there's something to be doing, yes.
But you're saying that the man has to prioritize God as number one then?
Absolutely. If I find if I don't prioritize him as number one, then I can push him aside very easily.
Very easy. Good, thank you. Thank you very much, Rick.
My favorite man is David. David, because he's had that love for God, and God loved him, and it seemed even though he sinned, the love was still there for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Have cookouts where men can do the cooking and serve the women once in a while, and especially with the classes and father-son class. I think that would be an excellent idea, that they could learn about each other at the same time.
Well, we did have some men's outings this fall, and I really like those, and I think we need to do more of those. That would be great, once a month, occasionally throughout the summer, some winter maybe, but I also wondered about maybe having a motorcycle club or an ATV club. That would be fun. Or a gun shooting club. That would,
So you
as a way
think
of-
by adding some activities then we can get more men
Very possible.
interested?
I think that would help.
I think we need to get away from the idea that it's not macho to be part of the church. As men, a lot of times we build shells or walls around ourselves to protect ourselves when we need to be tearing those walls down and coming together.
So that camaraderie should be stronger, you're saying?
Yes, we see that a lot of times in athletes or in athletics, where they're building each other up, encouraging each other on.
The thought comes to me that maybe we need to change the men in the church to show those outside the church that you can still be a man, which to me is more than a guy, and be a part of the church. Because if the men inside the church aren't excited about it, what they're doing, what's going on, how are we going to attract men from outside the church?
That's a good point.
I would probably put some four-wheelers on top of the stage, you know, on the right behind the preacher there, and maybe some guns and some really neat stuff, you know, for the guys that like to hunt, and maybe for the guys that are into agriculture, maybe we can put some tractors up there and make it really manly.
Hey, we're here with Mike Kaufman. Mike, nice to have you here.
Nice to see you.
What would you do if you could change something in the church to make the church more man-friendly?
Well, I think I would hold well drilling events and have all of the men from the church come over and help me learn a new trade and help me drill wells.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I heard that you were opening up a kitten adoption center. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So for all you people in the church that want to get rid of your kittens or cats, see Mike Kaufman. Thank you very much. Just kidding, folks there. Dan has given us some great information on why men's ministry is important. Some of the men have given us some really good input on what the men like. So with that, Bringing Men Closer to God will officially begin April 25th at 6:30 p.m. So if you're a man between the ages of 18 and 120 and would like to get involved, just show up that night. If you're not a man, or maybe the men's ministry is not for you, would you please consider the following requests for help? First and foremost, we would graciously ask for your prayers. Prayers for specific things like that God would receive the honor through bringing men closer to God, and that men would grow closer to God, and also that the BMCG would be a useful tool for the Butler Church of Christ outreach. Men, we're going to need your time and commitment. That's why we're scheduling this 2 months in advance for that sole purpose. Please write this date down on your schedule. Do whatever is possible to make sure that you can help support this. Ladies, you may be wondering what you can do. What we need for the ladies to do with prayer is to encourage your man and pray for him. Help him to make the time needed for this ministry, and I believe you'll see a change in your husband or your man. Again, April 25th, 6:30 p.m. here at the church. Bring a camp chair and a flashlight or some type of lighting. I promise this event will be quite unlike any other event that you've ever attended. This is Bringing Men Closer to God.